If you're like me and most other people, saving money either doesn't work entirely or it's really hard. And I'm gonna show you what to do instead. So if you wanna grow your net worth, if you want more money, if you wanna save more money, maybe you already do it well, but you just want more. In this video, I'm going to share with you why saving money doesn't work and what to do instead if you want to get ahead financially. So this is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. You're watching I Love Prosperity, and this channel is dedicated to helping you ensure financial independence in a very changing world. So make sure you hit the like button right over there, and let's dive right into this video. Okay, for most people, saving money for the sake of saving money is kind of like running everywhere you go for the sake of doing it. So like when you need to go get oatmeal from your kitchen, you dead sprint from your couch. It's like you dead sprint everywhere you go. Most people aren't going to do it because they don't see the point in doing it. And if they really wanted to do it, they probably still wouldn't do it because it's hard. So saving money for the sake of saving money is almost like, feels like depriving yourself for the sake of depriving yourself. And what happens is people get all motivated, they watch all these videos, yeah, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna save this year. And then 6 months later, they either stop saving or they spend all their savings or they somehow sabotage or rationalize themselves out of it. So in this video, I'm going to help you stop doing that, show you how to save more instead. So before we get into all that, the very first thing that I found that changed my entire life is setting up a 5% splurge account. So I was finally starting to make some money in my business after years of not, and a mentor of mine said that I needed to splurge about 5% of the money I was making. And he said, otherwise what's gonna happen is you're gonna hit a wall eventually and you're gonna have no more motivation, or you're not gonna have any psychological motivation. Difference between conscious motivation, yeah, I'm excited. Psychological motivation, meaning it's subconscious. You're gonna subconsciously not see any point in making or saving any more money. So if you set up a 5% splurge account, you're taking advantage of the way your brain works. And this is what people don't understand. They don't take advantage of the way that their brain works. Your brain is a reward mechanism. It is sparked by dopamine. It needs rewards. And saving is, in essence, investing in these things, in essence, it's self-deprivation. It's the opposite of dopamine. And that's why people always quit. This is why saving doesn't work in the traditional sense for most people, because there's not enough dopamine. And if there's not enough dopamine, you're not going to do it over the long term, or you're going to sabotage it. So set up a 5% splurge account. So if you make, for instance, $2,000 a month, you take 5% of that and you splurge it. You can spend it all in that 30 days with the money that comes in, or you can let it build for a couple months, but don't let it build very long. Otherwise, you're not gonna activate the dopamine within it and you're gonna stop. So when you set this up, you're gonna have the short-term motivation necessary to do the other things we're gonna talk about here in a moment. 5% splurge. Okay, now before I give you the financial blueprint that's gonna allow you to start to grow your net worth, make more money, and save more money easily, I need to slap you on the face just kindly, very gently, with a little bit of urgency. So this is why it's very important to get your financial head on right now. The Federal Reserve is printing so much money and has printed so much money that they've never fixed the Great Recession in the last financial crash. All they did is print more money and put more money into the economy. They never fixed it. All they did is just inflate all the asset bubbles. So they've made money so cheap with such low interest rates, and by the way, they're going towards the negative interest rates, which means you are actually gonna get charged by the bank to have your money stored there. That's where we're going. And so they make interest rates so low, meaning it's so cheap to borrow money, that what happens is houses and all the other assets get hugely inflated. So there's this feeling like your home's going up through the yin yang, and houses are so expensive, but you can borrow on such cheap money. But the problem with this is, because the money is backed by nothing, it's killing the currency. So your purchasing power goes to crap, and the reality is the only thing that is not inflating is income. So people are making more or less the same amount of money. The government comes out and they go, people are making $2,000 more money than before. This is the best economy ever. $2,000? Are you kidding me? Look at how much money they're printing. That doesn't go anywhere. So they're killing the money to the point where we're moving towards the possibility of a total market crash. And if that doesn't happen and the Fed is able to stop that by printing more and more money, what they're doing in reality, even if there isn't a major market crash, is they're gonna make it so impossible with standard of living for most people to live, because when you have really cheap money and all the assets increase, it also is bumping up rent, it's bumping up health insurance costs, it's bumping up everything. So, little slap in the face to make sure you watch the rest of this video through and you get your financial head in order, because right now is very important to start to take control of your financial life. Now, let's get back to the more optimistic, shall we say, things. Like, what do you want out of your life? What do you want out of it? Most people have no idea what they want out of their lives. Like, what's the point in being alive? You don't want to just pay bills and die. And you don't want to just make money for the sake of making money. There's no point in that either. What do you want? I'll tell you what I want. I want over 10 acres sustainable property. I want Tesla power walls that store all my solar. And I don't want to live there year round. And pretty much all I want to not work for money. And I want to have my total passive income set up that when I die, my kids will be able to get cash flow from that. It's pretty clear. I want to be able to travel around with my kids and my wife. Not too much else other than that. Now, I actually know what that's going to cost me. Now, when I know what that's going to cost me, then it makes a lot of sense to be able to put a very clear financial plan in order. I don't know what you want, and it doesn't really matter what you want, but you do need to know what you want. Otherwise, what's the point in anything? What's the point in waking up in the morning? What's the point of going to work? What's the point in potentially saving money? There is none. So the first step is, what do you want? So pull out a piece of paper and write out what you actually want out of your life. Like, what do you want your life to look like? What do you want out of your life financially? What is your perfect ideal life? And when you get the clarity around that, what happens is you started to have a real reason behind waking up in the morning, behind making money, behind saving money. And this is something that almost nobody has, but is really the key to be a high achiever financially speaking. So when you're able to set up a splurge account, you're taking advantage of the fact that human beings are creatures of reward and dopamine. You're able to activate that dopamine. Now, what else humans are creatures of emotion. When you're able to activate emotion, you're able to do phenomenal things. And that's the point of knowing what it is that you want out of your life. And when you know what it is that you want out of your life, all of a sudden you aren't saving money, you're investing into your future. It's a fundamental difference. Most people associate saving money, they don't even understand why they're doing it. They're just gonna go park it into the stock market somewhere for no reason other than everybody says you're supposed to do it. And that's not inspiring. And if there's no inspiration, you will eventually sabotage yourself. So this is why it's so important to know what it is that you want and how much of this lifestyle it's going to cost you. And when you can really ask yourself, what are the best things that can happen if I can start putting 20% away? What are the best things that can happen? All of a sudden, it's not self-deprivation. All of a sudden, it's self-love. And when that happens, you can start to make significant progress financially. Like, for example, what if instead of I'm saving money for retirement that's gonna come in 45 years, what if instead of that, it was I'm saving money so that I can start this business? I'm saving money so that by the time that I'm this many years old, I get to be at home with my children. When you start to do that, you start to have a real understanding of why it's important to put money away. So I just wanted to make a quick video to help you understand why you haven't been able to get ahead maybe in savings, and it all comes down to a couple things. You're not getting enough dopamine now out of finances, and that's why it's important to have a splurge account. Second of all, you're not understanding the sense of urgency. The Fed is killing the currency. It's very important that you get control of your life right now financially. And third, you don't have a vision for your life. And if you don't have a vision for your life, what's the point in saving money anyways? Like, if all that matters is right now, then what's the point? Like, I'm just gonna spend all the money that I have anyways, right? And so I invite you to make sure that you don't just listen to this video idly and then you go on to the next video, that you stop after this video ends, you pull out a piece of paper and you write out what you want your life to be like. When you get that clarity around your goals, when you get that clarity around the vision of what you want your life to be like, finances become an actual aid that can help you achieve it rather than a hindrance and some type of BS that you just have to deal with because you live, you die, you pay bills, and that's it. That's not what life's about. Finances can be something that aid you and assist you. And when you understand this, you'll no longer self-sabotage yourself. So this is Jake Ducey with I Love Prosperity. Comment down below what your savings goals are. Comment down below what your savings goals are right there down below. And if you haven't yet, make sure you hit the like button on this video right over there on the side. That will send this out into the YouTube universe so more people see it. And then make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification right over there. Comment down below, always prosper. Comment down below, always prosper. And remember, human beings are creatures of dopamine. Make sure that you make sure that you make sure that you make sure that you make sure, just joking. Make sure that you set up short-term dopamine activations with your splurge account, and that you also prepare yourself long-term by finding emotions and reasons behind what you want most out of your life. Life can be fun and money can be fun too.